In this episode, we are going to dive into what I've been up to lately with my infinite banking policy. You know, Jeremiah, I get asked all the time by clients that we talk to, what are you doing, right? What are the things that you're doing with your cash value? What are the things that maybe I should look into? Because if you're doing it and it works, maybe I should do it also. In this episode, we're going to dive into a little bit of options trading, which is what I've been doing lately. Now, I'm doing more than one thing, and as the episodes progress, I'll kind of walk you through all of things and how they're together and how we can do them together and how I'm doing them together, which is really fun. But in this episode, we're going to dive into low-stress options. And you know what would be fun, Jeremiah? We've actually got to get the two gentlemen who kind of designed this program on our podcast here shortly, so they can walk you through the specifics, but on today's episode, I'll walk you through what I know, how it's been working, and kind of the results that we've had over the last 2 months or so.
In building your warehouse of wealth, Nelson says this. We're talking, of course, about Nelson Nash, and here is Nelson's note. He says to think long range. And on page 3 of Becoming Your Own Banker, he says it like this. The infinite banking concept is not a procedure to, quote, get rich quickly, end quote. To the contrary, it requires long range planning. If you're thinking about this in the short term, you're going to be sorely confused and maybe even disappointed. Back to the studio.
Jonah, on this episode, we want to know what you've been up to.
Yeah.
Low stress options, infinite banking, two things most people, when you're going to get gas, groceries, or new glasses, have no idea what those things are.
Sure.
And you've not only mastered them, you've combined them together.
Well, I don't know about mastered, but I have combined them together with a couple other things that I'll dive into kind of as the episode progresses. So first, let me kind of set the scene here. About 4 or 5 months ago, one of the coaches on our team, Sean, and big shout out to Sean. I really appreciate him kind of sticking with it and not leaving anybody behind. But he reached out to me and he basically said, hey, look, you've got to look into this. There's a couple other infinite banking practitioners in our space who are rooting and raving about it. You got to look into it. And at the moment when he told me that, it was kind of not the right time.
Right.
And so I didn't really move forward. A few months later, he comes back and he says, no, you better look into it. Right. Yeah. We're doing it. It's working. You need to look into it. So I did. Okay. So it's this program that is called low stress trading. Okay. Low stress trading. It is run by these two gentlemen. One's named Troy. One name's John. And if you're interested in this, as we go through this, there will be a link in the show notes in the description of this episode. You can kind of jump to it and see what it's all about. But here's what they teach. They teach a low-stress way to do options trading where the goal is to average 1% on your money every single week. That's the goal.
Yeah.
Okay?
All right.
Now, if you're good at math out there, 1% on your money every single week is like 67, might be just more than that. I don't have the calculator in front of me. % on your money over the year.
Yeah, that's a lot of money.
Okay, so obviously this sounds too good to be true immediately because we've done lots of deals in the past, maybe private lending stuff or whatever. That's like 10% on annualized, 15% annualized.
And there has been plenty of stress here and there.
That's right.
Not with our guy Hunter Gore, by the way. Go back and check out that option. That has been a gem. You can ask anybody who's worked with him. However, we have not had the perfect track record.
Yeah, we've had lots of situations that we've gotten into hoping they would be low stress, but because of paperwork, because of who we're dealing with, because of time, because of market conditions, it has not been low stress. So I really appreciated this kind of mantra, low stress, 1% a week.
Right.
They kind of tout that this thing is going to take you an hour to 2 hours a week.
Okay.
That's all it's going to take you in order to do it.
Which is less than 1% of a week because I know how many hours are in a week.
There you go.
168.
So 1 to 2 hours a week.
Okay.
Now, again, reach out to us if you've got questions. At this point, it's exactly 2 months at recording this podcast episode, okay?
Yeah.
So I put money into this plan and program and tried to start learning it. Okay, I finally did that on June 12th. Today, as we're recording the episode, it's been exactly 2 months.
Yeah.
Okay? So I'm going to talk about some of those figures, and I'll even put them on screen so I can show you. But let me kind of set the scene one more time. Jeremiah, how much do you know about options trading? Like, give me a scale, 1 to 10. Oh, yeah, options trading.
No, I know what it is. I've never done it myself. I've looked over a few people's shoulders I've been in the room where someone has said, I've got a program. You can sign up for it.
Yep.
So I know what it is. And I'm going to go with a 3.
Yeah, sure. Okay, so 2 months ago, or 3 months ago, I should preface, when I first started to look into the program, started to pay attention to it, I'm less than 3.
Okay.
I'm 2, right? So again, same deal. I've heard of options trading.
I know
I've heard those
If
words.
you put it on a screen, I know what I'm looking at.
See, I wouldn't have said I know what I'm looking at.
Oh, are you doing options trading?
Because of the way that these
Calls and puts are
Yeah,
I would have known.
and so the charts and the graphs, I was like, no. So then I'll lower mine to 1. Okay, so here's kind of what I want to preface. They've got courses and classes and curriculum built out where it takes you from 0 to hero. It really does. So let me kind of say and prove it to you here. I asked my spouse, who is not involved really in the financial aspects of our family. I do that. You guys probably can understand that as being the person who helps and teaches you and walks you through infinite banking concepts.
Mm-hmm.
But I asked her, hey, would you also go through this? It would actually be really helpful to me if you could handle this area, and
so
let me do some other stuff.
So is this episode about dealing with the struggle between his and hers at the house and how you handled that conflict?
Well, here's the deal.
Need to know that.
I agree with you. Here's the deal. When we sign up for their program, full disclosure, the link's there, but it's $2,500 to sign up for their program.
Yeah.
And then it's $100 a month for as long as you want it to be $100 a month. Okay. That's how you sign up for this thing. When we signed up for their plan and program, we went through their core training is what they call it. We went through it twice, maybe 3 times. It was probably 40 hours of videos because of where we were starting from. I just told you we were starting on a 2 of 10 scale. My wife, if I was a 2, my wife was a 1 or a 0. Yeah. Like we don't know. Okay.
Yeah.
So it was probably 40 hours. Now, if you've got a little background in options trading, it might not be 40 hours, but at the same time, I've heard if you've got a background in this, you need to unlearn a few things in order to learn it their way.
Same thing as IBC.
Right. Okay. So during the 40 hours, 2 months actually of time also, because we were not trying to go fast. I asked my spouse to get involved. When you ask your spouse to get involved, trying to go fast is probably not what you should do. You know what I mean? Like we got to take our time here. We got to learn it. Yeah. We watched about 2 videos together, to which she says, I can't watch videos with you. I'll watch them on my own. You watch them on your own. We'll come back and talk about them.
All right.
Which really meant I watch them on my own. She watches them on the own. We come back, argue about something that they didn't say. We had to watch them together.
We watched it again.
Right. So
that's why it was three times.
Yeah. We got to
my time, her time, our time.
Yeah. Well, I'm saying we did that and then we went back, like start over. We don't know what we're doing.
But that's
right?
fine. That's what I think. This is probably helpful to a lot of people out there.
Okay. Well, I'm just letting you know. So I even reached out to some of the other IBC folks, especially like Sean, who kind of turned me on to this and asked the same questions. Because what's fun about it is he asked his wife, can you do it? I don't want to do it.
Same thing.
Can you do it?
She's a young mom as well.
Yep. She just had a baby. Congratulations out there.
Right.
But same deal. When I called her and said, how many times did you watch it? She was like, 3 times, 2 times, 3 times.
Okay.
Like I know, like a lot of times.
I'm not dumber.
Yeah. So I'm feeling good. Okay. So it's all good. So here's the part of the point I wanted to bring up to you.
Yeah.
Okay. Fast forward now, 2 months later,
right.
We're in the middle of doing the options trading. It's like 1 hour, 2 hours a week, too long. 45 minutes a week, maybe.
So you hit me up when you had finished it and started.
Yeah.
You told me you were overseas for the summer, and you were like, okay, hey, you need to look at it.
Yes.
It's the same thing.
Okay, so here's my disclosure, my preview, my caveat, whatever word I want, whatever word you need. Like, no, it's 40 hours. Like it takes a long time to learn it. But once you learn it, this is a piece of cake. It's very low stress.
Low stress.
It's very low stress. Very good. Okay, so
they named it appropriately.
Yes. Okay, so
low stress learning.
So again, I'm not going to go into what is options trading, calls and puts and whatnot, but I will show you some of the figures. So you guys are going to love this. So I put it up on the screen for you here.
So hold on, before you do that.
Okay.
For most people, because I am at a 3, and I realize most people are at a 1 or a 0.
Sure. Yep. What do I need to explain?
What is it? What is options trading?
Yeah. So, well, the general idea of low stress trading, I should say, is to sell calls or sell puts. Now, they teach a strategy where you're going to sell puts 90% of the time. You really don't want to sell calls. And selling a put really is saying this particular ticker, this particular stock, I believe is going to go higher. It's going to be bigger. It's going to have a better stock price.
Yeah.
And so I'm going to sell a put underneath the current stock price that basically is saying, I am betting that this stock price will be higher than where I just sold the put.
In what amount of time?
In 1 week. They teach weekly put.
What are you saying?
Okay, weekly puts.
Gotcha.
Okay, so that's what you do. You sell a put. So again, let's take a stock that everyone's going to understand. Apple, right? Yeah. The stock price on Apple is probably through the roof. I don't exactly know what it is. If you're into stocks, you could pull it up. Actually, search it for me here. Right. Just tell me the stock price on Apple.
Current stock price, $303.
Okay, $303. So basically, here's how this works. If you liked Apple and they have a criteria on which stocks to choose, to be clear, based on their training and program, I would never choose Apple. No chance in the world, okay? But if you did, here's how this works. You say, well, Apple's at 303 today.
Yes.
By the end of the week, meaning Friday. So you sell the puts on Monday, they expire on Friday.
Okay.
By the end of the week, I think it will be higher than 303, period. Okay? So then you sell a put at whatever options are available to sell the put on the trading software, okay? I'm using Charles Schwab. You can use Robinhood. They teach it all this, okay?
Yeah.
But let's say the options that were available. So it's 303 and 9 cents Apple. Yeah. Maybe you can sell at 303. Maybe you can sell at 302.50. Maybe you can sell at 302.
Okay.
Okay. Each time you pick what number you want to sell at, there's going to have a different compensation, a different profit that you'll get for selling at that. So hear me. If it allows you to sell at 300 when the stock price is 303, it is not as much money as if you sold right at 303.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Sure.
You're taking a little more risk by saying, it's at 303 and 9 cents. I'll sell at 303. It'll say higher than 303. That's a little different than selling at 250.
Yeah, I got you.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, okay.
Okay, cool. So you get more money the closer you are to the strike price, to the current price.
Yeah.
Okay. So they have a criteria on how you pick this stuff. They actually have a tool in their site where it picks it based on your criteria and what they taught you. You punch it in real quick and boom, it lists all the tickers that you should go look at. Okay, it's easy, piece of cake.
All right.
And you sell, let's say at Apple, 303 and 9 cents. I sold my put at the strike price at 302. Okay?
Yeah.
So it pay you right then and there, Monday morning, paid. As soon as you sell it, paid. So it does hold a bunch of money because you sold something, so it's going to hold it till Friday, but it pays you the profit right away. So boom, paid. And then what you're doing is basically you check it. Takes about 5 minutes a day. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, you check it 5 minutes to see if you're above or not. If you're not above, if the Apple price dropped, you sold at 302 and it dropped to 301, you roll it out 1 week. So say, okay, well, don't expire this Friday. Expire next Friday.
Gotcha.
Because I want more time because I think it's going to be above 302, right? Okay. If you roll, you get paid again because you're selling another put for another week. So you just get paid again. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
But now your money that's tied up, you don't get all the principal back of what you tied up until 2 Fridays. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
But again, it's not about having the principal. It was about making the money.
Make some profit.
All right, there you go.
Okay.
That's basically what we're doing here. If it makes it to Friday, whatever Friday your expiration is, and your strike price, you sold at 302 a put, and it expired anywhere above 302, all the money that was held just gets released back to you. That's all that happens. You already made your profit. Okay? The money gets released back to you, you just do it again next Monday, right? Does that make sense?
I got it.
The money doesn't get released back to you. More than likely what happens is that you rolled to another Friday because I didn't make it or the stock price, which means I got my profit because when I rolled, I got my profit. And then I don't have anything to do on Monday. I already got my profit.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
All right.
Because the whole deal was making profit. So either I get my money back and I have to do research again on another stock, or I just rolled it and got my profit and I don't do anything.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Okay, I think
so. It's like it really is 5 minutes.
Yeah.
It's like
you just need to look.
You just need to look.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Now, granted, you got to look every day. Don't miss. You know what I mean? That sort of thing. Now you can miss, and they teach you what happens if you miss, and now you buy the stock and you own it, and they teach the whole thing. And that's happened to us before because we were in Europe for the summer, and we were in wherever we were, and it was 3:00 is really 9 p.m. Oh, we were literally sitting on It's a Wonderful World, listening to the puppet sing in the boat. And the alarm goes off for 9:00.
Dear Disneyland parrot.
Yeah, and I'm like,
it's a small world.
Yeah, and then we're trying to click, and I was like, we got no Wi-Fi
it's
here.
It's too dark.
Yeah, it's like, we can't do it.
All right.
Okay, so it's like low stress though. So like, okay, we missed today, but if you set it up, or anyway, it's a whole deal. Okay, so I put some numbers on the screen for you. 2 months ago, 6/12. It's actually listed here. So we're going from the bottom to the top. If you're listening to us in your favorite podcast app, I'll walk you through the numbers. If you're watching on YouTube, do that. So almost every week we tell people, if you're listening, maybe go over to YouTube so you can see it. But
Yeah, we'd like to show visual.
okay, so on 6/12/26, 2 months ago, Jeremiah?
Yeah, 2 months and 1 day.
Okay, I put $13,500 into Charles Schwab to start this trading thing that I learned through low stress trading.
Now, also for the listener out there, are you utilizing that through cash value?
Yeah, you better believe it. I used a cash value loan, took $13,500, and I placed the $13,500 in Schwab. Now, my Schwab balance before this is a big old goose egg because I don't do anything.
Doing stuff.
I don't do anything in there.
Okay, so reminder that when we borrow against our cash values in our policy, that's the equity that we have. It's liquid equity we can get to 4 or 5 days after we ask for it. It shows up in Charles Schwab, ready to go.
There you go. Okay. I also use $13,500 because it's the same strategy and the same number I've been implementing for my income stacking, which we'll have to do on a different episode to show you how I kind of combine those. But that's where 13.5 is coming from, everybody. Okay, without scrolling through all the transactions, because I've got lots of transactions. This thing's tracking everything, as you can see.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, I'll just go to the top and show you where I sit today. Okay, so at the top right corner, the value as of today says $15,603. Okay, I'm not that good at math, but if I started with 13.5, that's what I put in. I have not put in any more money. Now, the strategy recommends that you do a weekly contribution. Their strategy recommends $25 a week, $50 a week, $100 a week, whatever you want. The reason that I'm not doing a weekly contribution is because I'm combining the low stress trading strategy with my income stacking strategy, which means that it will get more money from my policy loans every quarter.
Yeah.
So actually, because I started in June, through July, through August, come September, my Charles Schwab account, my low stress trading account is getting another 13.5, or maybe I'm going to increase it to 15 grand.
I got you.
Which is why I'm not doing a weekly contribution, because I combine two strategies.
Like
that makes sense? Okay. But here's what's important. I've got a value today at $15,603. Jeremiah, help me out. If I started with 13.5 exactly 2 months ago,
Right.
It's now 15.6. I think I've made $2,100 in 2 months.
Right.
If we were to average that over the 2 months, I think I'm doing $1,050 a month inside of low stress trading, right? $1,050. Is that the math?
Right.
And it's literally, I kid you not, after we got through the arguing, the watching the videos, the who's going to do it, the setting up. Again, it took a little bit of time. Are we using the reminders app on our phone to figure out that to check these things once a day for 5 minutes? Are we going to set timers that go off? Are you going to do it? Am I going to do it? The kids are going back to school. They recommend that you check on your options at 3 p.m. every day, an hour before the market closes.
Okay.
Well, 3 p.m. is car light for my wife, who I asked to help.
Right.
So do I check them? Do you check them? We were in Europe over the summer. 3 p.m. in Europe, 3 p.m. Eastern time is 9 p.m.
Where you were.
Right, which actually made it easier. 9 p.m. kids are asleep. We're relaxing by that point. That's easier to check than 3 p.m. Eastern here. Anyway, you guys understand we had some growing pains for the first month. And this last month, we're continuing on our path here. $1,000 a month, basically, we're averaging. That means our average, let's see if I can get into some of the reports and look at like the weekly ROR. We're averaging 1.82% a week currently since we've started. 1.82% a week is what we're averaging, which you ask chat here since you've got it up. If we do 1.8%,
US, go ahead.
Yeah, if we do 1.82% every single week of growth, what is our annual growth? What is that annualized? Let's ask chat. Let's see what chat does. Chat's just better at me than using the calculator. Okay, so according to what we've done in the last 2 months, that's 8 weeks, right? 52 weeks in a year. If we continue doing that, we're going to do 155% a year on our money. We started with 13.5. Now I'm going to put in more because I'm combining two strategies, but 155% is nuts. Keep in mind, we're doing it. We've got the control, which is a little different than some of the other things out there. Now, granted, there is market fluctuation that can happen, but they've kind of taught us the strategy of what happens no matter what happens with the market.
There you go.
Which is really interesting. So anyway, I wanted to kind of talk and walk you guys through that for just a second, because if that's you out there and you're interested in learning more, like I mentioned at the start, I'll put the link to the low stress trading platform in the description of this episode, in the show notes. You can get to it if you'd like. Of course, our calendar links will be there, and you can call if you've got some questions about it. But again, what we'll do is probably send you directly to the source and get you that link, so that way you can walk through it and learn it for yourself, right? But I wanted to walk you through what's happened in the last 2 months, because again, we've done some things in the past, but I've never seen a 1.82 average per week, 155% annualized on track for
45 minutes a day.
45 minutes a week.
45 minutes a week.
I'm not, so like, I'll take today, for instance. We're recording this on a Thursday.
Yeah.
I have not looked, and I will not look. At 3 p.m. today, an alarm's going to go off on my wife's phone. She's going to look for probably 5 minutes. If we have to do something, it'll take her an extra 45 seconds, and then we're done. That's it. If we have to move something a week, we're going to get paid today also. If we don't have to move anything a week, tomorrow on Friday when the market closes, all the money will be released back to us, and then come Monday, we'll redeploy it. That's really what's going on. So anyway, this is a strategy that we were introduced to by one of the coaches on our team, but he was introduced to by some other IBC practitioners. We're very thankful for our community in using the guaranteed cash flows of our whole life insurance in order to deploy in other areas to make a significant amount of income. So what's fun about the low stress trading and kind of how this works is they've got lots of resources where they can kind of walk you through what it looks like in order to, like, how much money you might be making every single week. So I'll put it on the screen for you here. They teach a strategy where you average 1% a week. That's what they teach. You see that I'm averaging 1.82, so a lot more. Let's say you start with a balance of anything you want.
% more than they promised, which is also great.
Correct.
When we think about percentage.
Yep. So let's say you start with any number that you want to. I'll start with 10,000. It's a now nice round number. They recommend a weekly extra. I'm not putting in a weekly extra, but let's say $100 extra a week, $400 a month, right?
Yep.
And they've got the charts for you right here, weekly charts or yearly charts on what that actually looks like as far as your balance, your contributions, how much you put in, your monthly income. It's right here as long as you follow the chart.
Yep.
So what's fun for me is I look at something like this and I say 5 years down the road, monthly income is $11,000.
5 years.
I'm happy to take 5 of that home, have 6,000 stay in there to keep growing and keep getting bigger. And again, so it's really fun to actually put in the numbers that you start with, right? I started with 13.5. So 5 years down the road with no extra, I'll be sitting at about $106,000 of a balance, monthly income $7,000. But reminder, I'm actually averaging 1.85 so far. We can put that in there. Right? Look at this, $127,000 a month if I keep this up. But I'm also going to continue adding to the contributions. I'm going to keep putting in money. I'm not just going to leave it at 13.5. So
wild.
This is, again, I'm trying to give you the disclosure here, folks out there who are listening. It sounds great. It's working great for those of us that I know. I've reached out to 5 or 6 or 7 people that are using it. We've actually got a group chat going with, 20 or 30 people that are doing it. It's going well for everyone. But I'm giving you the disclosure. It took 40 hours. It took 40 hours to learn based on where I was coming from. It did. But once we've learned it, see, the thing about it for me is, like, once you apply that knowledge that you learned, we've got a strategy. Yeah. I got a skill that I can do forever. Doesn't matter where I am. I did the first 2 months not in America.
Which is the same game that we play in school when we learn a new trade, when we want to switch jobs.
Yep.
It's 40 hours.
Yep.
It's 80 hours. It's 120 hours going through that training. So what if it actually brings you income like this from a department of your wealth that is cash value?
Yep.
Which is liquid income tax-free money that is compounding no matter what.
That's it.
Now you can decide to deploy in a strategy of investment, low stress.
There you go.
Get it.
So if you are interested in something like that, like I said, reach out to us. The link will be in the show notes in the description. You can, of course, get on our calendar and ask specific questions. If you end up getting on my calendar, I'm happy to walk you through, show you things, whatever it makes the most sense for you. Again, we are using a third party. These are 2 gentlemen, Troy and John, who have put this together. It is their programming. We've just got some resources so we can help you get started there and help you along the way. So I've got the links there. You can jump straight to it. And if you're interested, you should check it out.
John, it's time for the inflation protection game. Okay? Pick your prediction and trust your conviction. 5 years or 50 years. What I'm going to do for you here is I'm going to ask you, what is the approximate price do you think these things are going to be or cost in 5 years from now and or 50 years from now?
Okay.
All right? The money is being deflated as we speak. The Fed, the cartel, is in there pumping billions of dollars into the banking system that they can lend, and then they can fractionalize it left and right. These dollars are worth less and less every day. Okay, so here it is, Jonah. Speaking of that, let's start with this one, okay? A movie ticket right now costs about $15.
Yep, which is
about
expensive.
$15.
Yep.
Correct, right. I remember doing matinees in the middle of the 90s when you were a little kid. We were probably paying $3.
No more.
Right, okay.
It's gone.
So in 50 years from now, 2076, according to price increases and inflation,
Okay.
which is about 3% a year, we're doing that pretty conservatively, lots of different things inflate at different scales. What is a movie ticket going to be?
Man, I would hope it's not this much, but my guess is going to be you're paying $35 per person to go to a movie.
According to my projection, looking at the old AI and chat,
Yep.
$66.
That's a lot of money.
$66.
That screams just go ahead and buy them now while they're $20.
What, buy a movie ticket now?
No, just buy the movies, right?
Oh,
So you
I
don't
was
have
about
to,
to say,
you
like,
know,
let me
because
go ahead and-
half of the theater is showing you the old stuff, right? Spider-Man's come
right,
out.
right.
It's the hot movie right now.
Right.
I haven't looked, but all the old Spider-Mans, I'm sure, are showing in theaters because you want to
Correct.
watch.
Yeah.
Right? Now
Get 'em
we've
up
all
to
got
date.
the streaming services and whatnot. That's what I'm saying. Just
legit,
you might
right.
as well.
I've got them. I'm about to watch all the old
You
ones.
might as well pay your $15, $10, $7.99 special and buy Spider-Man.
Well, because you want to go get the experience. Because part of it
there's
is
no
the
experience anymore. Everything's
No.
too expensive.
They be shooting the water
Popcorn
and the
costs
and the
just
sheep
as much
be
as the
moving.
movie ticket.
That's true.
For them not to put any butter on it. Let's talk about it.
All right. Let's not talk about it. Let's move forward. Tesla. What model do you have?
I've got a Model Y.
All right. $48,000 in 2026. In 5 years, 2031, what is the projected price of a Tesla Model Y? Obviously,
55.
Elon's going to have new things going on.
Yeah. 55.
55 is correct. 55.7.
Hey, there we go.
Okay. How much in 50 years?
So, like you're saying, equivalent, brand new Model Y, if that's
Yes.
still a thing, that sort of thing.
Right. Because obviously he'll be selling space rovers and stuff at that
Right.
point. But I'm saying
So
like
you've
the
gotta-
Tesla Model Y 50 years from now,
70.
$210,000.
There's no way. That's insane.
210.
Just you're talking about just with inflation. Okay, I
Yeah.
gotcha.
Yeah. The iPhone Pro, $1,200 today in 5 years,
$1,200 today. 5 years, $1,800.
$1,390.
Okay.
So you went a little too far on that one, but
Okay.
in 50 years, it would be $5,200.
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy? All right, folks, we're going to ask you one or two. We want to get your opinion on this one. A gallon of milk today, $4.50. What do you think a gallon of milk is going to cost you and yours 50 years from now? You better start saving in the right place. Before we get into the conspiracy theory episodes, ladies and gentlemen, just let us know. What's that milk going to cost you 50 years from now?
On our next episode, we're going to walk you through income stacking. We've also been doing that. I've been personally doing that. Our business has been doing that. And so we'll walk you through what that looks like in conjunction with the infinite banking concept. And I might even touch on how I've combined that with low stress trading, low stress options inside of this episode. So join us for the next episode. We'll have some helpful links for you. And maybe that's an investment or income increasing strategy that you want to employ. So stay tuned for the next episode.
You are now tuned to the banking bros. Said we couldn't make it, 3 setup, this the life we chose. Gave a lot of game, we never got a lot of things. Bow your head and say the prayer, we taught you how to be the bank.